what is your definition of wealth? So things become very clearer because now you realize that you have spent half of your life just following everybody else's dreams or just shaping your life according to what society says. Turning 40 didn't really scare me, but staying stuck really did. It freaked me out. It really made me to start realize that I am not going to be taking any crumbs or accepting any crumbs in my life. It was just an eye-opening moment in my life, and I had to take a look at my lifestyle. I had to audit my life and see who are the people who are in my life, the people I allow in my life. What is the type of job am I doing? Am I going the right direction? Am I happy where I am? The people who are around me, are they serving me in some kind of a positive way? And I stopped accepting crumbs. That was a life-defining moment for me. And I started not trying to take anybody's validation or waiting for people to validate my options or my opinions. I started living my life for myself for the very first time in my life after coming out of a marriage where I thought that my life revolved around my partner and also his decisions and also pleasing and making him happy instead of pleasing myself. I started re-evaluating and reshaping the story of my life, making more meaning into my life, going towards the direction that I actually want to go to, which is pivoting. So I took a pivot, looked at my life, my lifestyle, the people who were surrounding me. Was I happy with them? And were they being very useful in my life in terms of shaping my lifestyle, my desires, and also helping me to reach to the levels I intended to in terms of could be spiritual growth or financial growth and stability, and were my relationships healthy, or was I in some kind of toxic relationships without even me knowing? That's when I realized that the life that I had lived before I turned 40 was somehow a lie, because I was living a life where I wasn't allowing myself to thrive, to become the person that I totally really wanted to be. It was all about competition, because that's how we were brought up. When we are younger, we are sent to schools where we get to compete with other students in terms of performance in the class. And sometimes we just compete for fun because we're just trying to prove a point. And because everybody wants to be the smart one. But are you competing with the people you're competing with towards what you really, really want, or you're just doing it for fun? So being younger, and I realized that I was definitely one of those people who were just doing anything just for the sake of being or belonging in a friend group, or being a part of a community, or just because that's what culture says, do this and be this, and you are just doing everything and anything just because you want to fit in. And I realized that when I turned 40, I started realizing that I'm not very much of an extroverted person. Uh, when I was younger, I knew that I always felt that I was a bit more different. Um, and I remember that sometimes people would even call me the ice queen, because I don't remember myself being that much of a person who talked very much, or who enjoyed doing things that other children did in junior primary, and also who had similar um, activities like other people used to, like playing games. I was never that type of a gamer of a person. I had my own dreams, but it was very scary for me to show the world that this is the type of a person I am. So hence, I just had to align with what everybody else was doing, follow everybody, allow people to just shape my life the way society deems to be maybe appropriate. But turning 40, I realized that my life does not revolve around this. And I started reevaluating my dreams and realized that I never even had intentions of even getting married. When my marriage crumbled, I started realizing that that's not what I actually wanted. I started noticing a lot of patterns in my marriage that were very toxic. We are all brought up in different ways, and sometimes growing up as a girl, growing up in Africa, um, we are told that to grow up and be married and have children and be a perfect wife and all those kind of things. Well, there's nothing wrong with chasing such a dream, but it wasn't really my intention. But I just had to, because somebody sold that dream to me and I just accepted without really thinking things over, which is also sometimes without proper guidance. And something that I'll tell the younger version of myself, that if you're in your 30s or in your 20s, it is the time to shape your life. It is the time not for you to be following what everybody else is saying, choosing you rather. If you lay that foundation early or earlier, it becomes so much easy for you to transition when you are in your 40s. Well, we found out late, but it is not a time for you to feel like, oh, it's very late for you to reshape your life or to pivot and take a U-turn to a place that you call home. And when I mean home, I mean a place where you find your source, a place where you find your essence, that special, that aura that makes you who you are. It takes time. Some people never find it. It really takes a while. Some people find it in their 50s, in their 60s. So when you reach that moment where you realize that I have tasted this, I've tried this and that, I've lived this lifestyle, and I think I've had enough. This is time for me to build a lifestyle that I actually love, be the person that I've intended to be, and follow my dreams and align with my purpose, my destiny, my power, and follow the lifestyle that I was actually created or intended to follow. Um, it's not easy. You're going to lose some people along the way because you're going to see that you are going to develop a third eye that is going to help you to see things spiritually, not on surface level, but on a deeper level. You start seeing the world in a very different way, where you are going to be very intentional about the people you allow in your space, in your life, the type of job that you do. Now you're no longer doing anything just for the sake of getting paid. Who you spend your time with, what you speak, what you say, what you allow in your space, be it your social media space, the people that you allow in your physical space, your finances, and all of that, the people you work for. You start becoming very stingy with your time and rearranging and shifting things and redefining what is your definition of wealth. So things become very clearer because now you realize that you have spent half of your life just following everybody else's dreams or just shaping your life according to what society says is right or perfect, following culture. But in your 40s, this is the life defining moments where, if like I myself, I realized that I had been in a wilderness without even noticing it. I didn't realize when I lost myself, um, when I had become the version of me that was not serving me. But I just started realizing later that no, I don't like this version of myself, and I don't like being around these people because they bring out a version of myself that I don't really align with, that I don't really love, that I'm not really proud of. And that's when I shifted everything in my life and I became very intentional and it became very lonely. Being introverted doesn't mean that you don't need people in your life. Circles became very small, very, very smaller, and yeah, things did not actually work out the way I thought they would, but I continued being very strong and building a lifestyle that I wanted to. Um, in terms of my finances as well, I had to look at the type of a job that I wanted to do. I wanted to create a lifestyle where I am more happier, where I'm doing things that I love doing, and also where I build a life for my children and with them. As a single parent, uh, any other single parent out there really understands and they can relate that it's not easy, but I had to build a lifestyle where I wanted to work, travel, and also create that life that I really want instead of just continuously dreaming about it. I wanted to be wherever I wanted to be anytime of the year, any season of the year, and still be happy and still be creating a lifestyle that feels very comfortable and very happy for me and also for my children. Creates beautiful moments with my children and watch them grow and still earn from anywhere while traveling and also being happy and creating healthy boundaries in my life. So this had to be some discussion or just an open discussion that I had just had to do uh, to share this as I embark on 100 days of me showing up, talking more of or talking more about my life, what I intend to do, where I've been, what I've learned, especially as a life and career coach, following my dreams and doing what I love doing, and also helping people to redefine their lifestyles and guiding you to build a lifestyle that you actually love and following your dreams instead of just living a vague lifestyle, instead of just trying to just fit in into a world or into spaces that you actually don't really fit in for the sake of just fitting in. So I'm going to be sharing with you uh, some of the life stories that I had to go through, taking these lessons or these stories from the book that I wrote, which is entitled Who Stole My Source, which is inspired with the lifestyle that I have lived, the mistakes that I've made, the changes, the shifts, the career shifts, and me realizing that at one point in my life, I was just living a life of people pleasing, lack of boundaries, toxicity, allowing anybody and anything in my life just because I thought that was how I was supposed to live. Until I realized that I had to make some changes in my life and also realizing that there was a moment when I had it or when I thought I had it. And then came a moment when I lost it, when I realized that I am losing it. And instead of just re-evaluating my life, I started thinking that no, this has to be somebody. It has to be the marriage that I was in. That I was in. It had to be my partner. It had to be the children that I had that made me be or turn into this type of a person, not realizing that you don't actually lose your source just like that. You don't just lose it just like that. But sometimes your source can be diluted. We allow it to be diluted, that essence in you, especially if you allow it. So we actually allow these moments to happen to us, these things to happen to us without you really paying attention. So I came to a moment when I thought somebody has to be responsible for what my life turned out to be. and I had to reframe my mindset and change the way I thought in terms of having a mindset shift, career-wise, and also lifestyle-wise. And I made some changes, and I realized that I am not going to be accepting crumbs in my life.